Hello, all of you engineering beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Factorio. And we also have Whiskers down there in the bottom left doing art. And I'm using the TF Talkies, cause, well, it's TF Tuesday in East Coast at least, so I'm good. Let's do this. Right now I'm waiting for a bunch of stuff to be brought to me, but we are in very desperate need of iron. We do not have anywhere near enough iron coming in for what's we're getting attacked with. A lot of our turrets ran out of ammo. Oh, that one is, right.
This is why you need lasers. You just need power them.
Yeah, I was planning to set up some lasers.
But I'm guessing you require iron to set up lasers?
Pretty sure. Oh yeah, lasers are definitely going to require a lot.
I mean,
Like,
I guess like the first...
Steel plate. A lot of steel plate.
But like the first ones are gonna be the worst ones, and after that you stop needing that much iron, right?
No.
I mean, for the ammunition, right?
It's not for ammunition. They don't require ammunition.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't need the iron to like make the ammunition for the turrets. I mean. So, like,
That
you
is
use less for that.
true. However, first off, lasers are only so effective at things.
That's true.
Secondly, I still need to actually have the iron in the first place to make anything.
Alright, new outpost time. Where are we headed to?
I've started building the rail line over there. But there is a 8.1 million iron ore place over here that we are headed for. We just got a biter nest right next to it that we're going to need to clear out.
Alright, so like... See, this is why we need artillery. All of these problems could be solved with artillery.
I would agree. Do you happen to have artillery on hand?
Sadly, no. I would love to have artillery, though. I never get that far in the game, man. My attention span just doesn't last enough for it.
Then what are you on about?
Nothing. I'm just fantasizing about artillery because I love artillery. It's great. You have a problem over there, and then you just delete over there. One could dream.
Alright, we're going to call this train over here. Why are you just sitting there? You would be able to at least get over here. I'm gonna have to look into how these chain signals work, because these trains get so busted for some reason. It's like, oh, there's a train all the way over here, so I'm gonna stay here instead of at least going to this spot.
Where's the like 3-minute video of Factorio trains for people with ADHD? But yeah, I'll admit signals in Factorio would kind of break my brain.
Oh no,
It's
that
the
turret's
same.
out of ammo.
Uh-oh.
Yes, you may, Pikash.
But yeah, it's like doing train signals in Factorio gives me the same headache as reading about like the magnetospheres and the solar system because it's just like this is confusing. Please help. All I understood from that whole like thing that I was reading is that Jupiter has one of the biggest ones in the solar system, and it's like obnoxiously big.
Okay, this train is just not going to get over here. Got it. Time to go manually drive it. And hope I don't get something crashing into everything else.
Oh no, you said it. I was about to say, hopefully you don't get another train, and then you just went and also basically said that.
Oh, I know what I'm going to be dealing with.
Oh, clips.
Da-da-bum.
Hi.
Yo, duck, duck. Duck, duck, goose. Like Duck Duck has a case of the quackers.
Quack, quack. There's a bunch of ducks, like, near where I live, and whenever it rains, they love hanging around the puddles by the street. And, like, the other day, I turned in the street and I was coming home, right? And I have to brake because I just see probably, give or take, like 40 little ducklings being herded by duck mom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many ducks. Also cute, though.
Makes you want to go out and pet them, but they run much faster than we do.
I'm pretty sure I could outrun one of those ducklings. I don't want to mess with mom duck, though. That's terrifying.
Now, how are we, Zim? Aside from Train Coon giving you nightmares.
Train has not given me nightmares.
Whiskers does blap.
Aww, that's cute.
Bookcase Bear has saved you some pizza, Whiskers, because I know you need them.
The cash. Whiskers is working on commissions.
Yes?
That is not Whiskers. Choo choo!
And Crunch.
That is a really, really cute animation.
Oh, apparently I am out of construction bots.
Build more pylons then.
Or I just build the construction bots I need.
It's pet, 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 Tochime. Offer snacks.
Okay. So this
So
is
glad
the
all the
base I'm
vegetables-
gonna have to deal with. Got it. You what?
This, and I'm so glad all the vegetables are chopped and done now. Seven months worth sitting in the freezer.
At least the base doesn't look that bad. Don't.
We're sailing the seas on a coconut.
Ah! Okay. Got that one taken care of. I feel like I should probably take out that other one over there before I go trying to take this.
Take out all of them. No base nearby allowed.
Well, yes, basically.
All your base are become mine.
Your base are Dakun. Your mighty backup for tonight. 1 duck that stabs and a rug with cola.
Honestly, I know stabbing is cool and all, but I've been really partial to shooting with like old style lever action guns. I see them, right? And as much as I know new gun is cool and all, there's just something really, really, really sweet about like looking at an older gun and just seeing that their solution to problems was just get bigger bullet. And you just see the bullet that goes in, it's like, damn, it's a big bullet, it's gonna put a hole in something. Bam.
Oh yeah, the old lever action Winchesters. Yeah, problem solvers.
Who needs like smart solutions when the solution can just be use a bigger bullet?
Oh, crap!
Then we won't.
That moment when you back into biter base.
Uh-oh. We got dedicated.
You know, I'm not saying like it's a bad strategy. I'm just saying you should join the Zerg. The Terrans are clearly not doing it, you know? Become one of the Zerg.
I would happily do so. In fact, one of my TF talkies that I want to get is actually going to be a, I've been thinking about getting a Zergling TF talkie.
You have so many hockey ideas.
Yes, I do! But they're fun.
Hey, I'm the same with character generation in City of Heroes, so it's like, yeah, you get that idea and you gotta slap it down.
Yeah, but the difference is that the TF talkies cost money.
Yeah. Gotta pick and choose what your finance battles are gonna be.
Yeah.
A new
That's
stream
why
idea. Take all your talkie icons, put them on a tier list, and spend all stream ranking them.
No.
That's why we did the vegetables. It saves a pile of money in the winter. It's a day and a half of mess now, but hey, that's what a long weekend is for.
Sorry, I love this. Like, you're hearing people talk about winter and having to like prepare for winter or do things in winter is such an alien thing to me because I'm just used to it being like rain and dry season. Like, there is no cold, there is no winter. It's just like it's rainy and it's not rainy. Why is this the same?
Yeah, I'm used to old school winters where, I mean, if you didn't prepare, it was like, walking to school in 4 feet of snow sucked.
No, Pakesh, don't do that. You can't do the meme.
But that wasn't a meme back then. I mean, that was just there.
When I was your age, I had to walk up and down across 4 feet of snow every day.
That's why they made those one-size-fit-all snowsuits. So basically, if you fell over, you just could roll in the snowbank and then get out.
They are now spawn camping me.
You might need
They're getting smarter. Wow.
I literally don't have any weapons, so I'm just kind of trying to get them away from my corpse.
Do you not have like the car with a machine gun on it?
Huh?
Do you not have a car with like the machine gun on it?
What?
There's like a vehicle. There's like a car that has a machine gun on top, and you can just fire the machine gun.
The only one that I know of for train is, a modded one that is broken.
Not for train, like a car, like an actual car, like a vehicle.
Oh,
Car.
no, I don't have one right now. It got blown up.
Oh, that's no fun.
So tonight's stream is brought to you by Zergbug.
And I don't have the resources to build a new one.
Yeah.
It will be nice. 7 months worth of fresh chopped vegetables. Many things will be done with those. Ruby's decided to add fresh garlic to theirs. I'm like, that's a good idea. I'll have to do that next year.
No, that's not what the train did not do that to the car. Well, at one point it did, but not the latest car.
See this view? You see this view getting closer? Ah, yes. Don't worry, Zim. We're all here for you.
This game tears me in two different directions because it simultaneously makes me want to play RimWorld, but it also really makes me want to play Civ Beyond Earth. But then I remember that Civ Beyond Earth is terrible, and I want to play it, but like, blah.
I have friends who want to start up a 7 Days to Die server, and I'm like, yeah, just tell me when. I'll jump in.
In 7 days.
We want to hit all those new tier 6 POIs and see how badly we get raffle stomped.
Okay, corpse is there. I think my best bet is go here and then straight down and try to grab off my corpse before they get me. And then run like hell.
Down
Run
space
like
bar.
the Dickens.
Yes. Oh, hey, they didn't get me. Or they didn't come for me. Cool. Well, then, back to shooting.
They figured they camped you enough.
Probably. Oh, that's a lot of biters.
Like, what clone is he on, guys? I think it's Razim 217. You can let him get his corpse back, right?
Oh, God! Oh, God!
They were kind up to a point.
Yes. But I got to get... I was able to get them right where I wanted them. Except I need more space to get a running go. Alright. Just keep following me. It's fine. And now we'll do it. Just stay right there. Run them over!
I think you ran over, what, 3?
Maybe.
It's my Pyrrhic victory, okay?
It's a small victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. Oh, crap. Oh! Drones! What are you doing all the way out here?
They're coming to repair.
We're helping.
This is how Starship Trooper should have ended.
It's getting dark awfully early. It's only 4:30 in the afternoon. Weather didn't call for rain. Like the city you've reached is not in service. Please insert your quarter and try again.
Game, that was a terrible time to pause.
Pause for station identification. How was Duckcoon? Did we have a good long weekend?
Not long enough.
Tuesday is looming in your future.
There's a big event and I don't want to do it.
Well, then don't.
I can't. Work.
Word. That 4-letter word. Of course, a bunch of hotels, their servers and whatnot have gone on strike for higher wages, so there's some fun for service people.
Good. Very good.
Oh, I'm dead.
F.
And I think they're going to be eating my train now.
This game really makes you wish you could just make attack drones that follow you.
You can, but they last a short time.
Oh my.
Clone Zim 218, fresh from the back to tank. Ooey.
Yep, they're blowing up my train.
It's kind of cringe SMH.
Kind of putting the boots to you early tonight, it seems.
It's just the stage of the game that I'm at.
So after they beat you up and take your lunch money, they decide to keep kicking you while you're down? Ah, yes, that stage.
Yeah.
Or what the devs go, this is the challenge stage.
I mean, it just kind of comes down to like, right now there's no real easy way to strike out invitedness to deal with the problem preemptively or to proactively deal with the problem. And being low on resources doubly doesn't help. It'd be a very different thing if like there was a much more capable attack vehicle or long range fire that allowed you to do it, even if it was resource expensive. But like there's
Yeah.
kind of not much. You either have to sort of deliberately rush it, which is hard and it drains a lot of your resources, or you vroom vroom with the car and get really, really good at driving and then hit a rock and die anyway.
Okay, so now they are currently eating the rails. Where did the rest of them go?
Those bugs is hungry.
Well, when I say eating, I mean they're shooting acid spit at them, but looks like most of them ran off, which means that I should be okay to come in and get my corpse.
In a strange way, I kind of love the idea that, like, for you, this is a logistics / factory game, and for the bugs, this is an RTS game.
Yeah.
Like, you're just playing industrial engineering degree. Meanwhile, they're playing StarCraft 3.
Like, the Terrans are back again. What? He tastes terrible. I'm gonna eat the track, okay?
Or the train, or whatever else they happen to come across.
Through omnivores. We'll nom nom anything.
Oh, look, it's an enemy structure, you know? The units are set to automatically attack them, so, you know, you just attack them.
Duck sounds sleepy. Duck will get blanky.
Duck is
I'm
always
not
sleepy.
I'm tired, it's different.
Oh,
Hey, I'm
have
not
a nice.
always sleepy. I wasn't sleepy during Barrett.
Yeah, but now that he's playing a nice chill game, you can go, oh, this chair is comfy and I'm warm.
Okay, look, just because I just grabbed my blanket doesn't mean anything. It's still like barely just past midnight, okay? There's still time. The night is young.
And Blanky Coon says, shut up and sleep underneath me.
Blanky Coon don't say nothing.
Oh, so it's the plushie on the bed that says it all. Okay.
Now the plush is on the table. Like on the night table? What do you call them?
Nightstand?
Nightstands.
But it's a table,
Or
it's a stand.
Or end table.
Yeah, that table makes more sense. Mesa noche, there you go.
I have two end tables I use as the end of my bed rest because the frame is so janky.
My god. I like a momentary pain anecdote, but the event we're preparing for, like today, we've been working on it for like the last few weeks. The whole like workplace has been working on it, and maintenance got told, hey, we have this whole bunch of like ordered furniture that you need to put together, and for the last like basically 3 weeks, they basically had that one job. And lo and behold, I learned like when it comes to us and the expectations that are set for us, it's like, hey, we need you to prepare the audio for the meeting and blah 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 blah. Yeah, you have 2 days. Make sure it's ready on Wednesday. And it's like, okay. They kind of told us ahead of time, so we had a little bit of advance notice to begin getting prepared, and we do. We had it in 2 days, right? It wasn't that hard. And then I learned maintenance. The workers are a little on the
Lazy side?
Yeah, I don't want to call them lazy. They have a hard job, but like it feels like it. One of them spent like 4 days building basically an IKEA table, which, you know, that takes like 2 hours.
I was about to say, there's lazy, then there's wow.
And I know, like, it wasn't even just like it's hard or anything, because you can't even claim like a language barrier. There's nothing on the instructions that requires knowing English. And you can't even claim like I have been working on it all day, because he literally spent the other day like 3 hours chatting in one of our offices. Like,
Almost got this nest cleared out.
it's so hard watching this with a delay because I hear you say "ho," and then like that's because you just finished killing them. But to me, you say "ho" and I see them like approaching, all swarming, and I'm like, oh no, Zim's dead.
Also, what the heck? Why are you guys not TFing me? I got some new forms for you all to check out. If you can find them.
Someone sounds in TF withdrawal.
I'm not watching stream. Like Discord here.
I'm feeding the game. I'm feeding stream through Discord now, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. You weren't doing it before, right? This whole time I was like, I went from like, why haven't I been watching it on Discord? What's wrong with me? But yeah, I know, like, it's so baffling to me that there's not more pressure on that. And it's like, okay, it's Thursday, you know, like, we gotta get everything ready. Like, it's Thursday, there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we're not working. And then it's Tuesday. So they have like 2 days to get everything ready, and like a little bit of Tuesday to make sure everything's good. And they had like 3 weeks to polish the floors, paint the walls, paint the doors, make sure everything looked nice, build the furniture. Like they had a lot of work to do. It's just that like in 2 weeks, basically, they got
Raijin!
Hi.
Hey, Raijin. Look, it's Razim in a blankie.
Blanky gang.
Blankie.
But yeah, basically in 2 weeks they did essentially nothing, and then in the last week they had to rush everything, and you had the really funny occurrence of one of the dudes took 4 days to build that desk, and it ended up being so poorly done that the person who was going to work in that desk took it apart and rebuilt it herself. And when I say poorly done, I mean like she got to the office and dude was like, yeah, it's built, it's perfect, just like you're gonna love it. And then she sat down and she noticed there was like an extra brick like of wood remaining on top of the desk, and she's like, where's this from? It's extra, don't worry about it. And then like she checks the cabinets, they're misaligned, so they're hard to like open and close. One of the cabinets on the back has like an entire cover piece missing. And there's like 2 cabinets like on one side, and on the other there's 2 cabinets that are supposed to open, and one of those you just can't open it.
Oh, lovely.
And
He sounds like he needs to be sacked.
I don't like making accusations. I'm just saying he's infuriating sometimes. And if there are 4 people in the maintenance department, 2 of them are very cool and they actually do good work. They're talkative, they're chill, but like they do work. One of them has like a magic eye for drilling holes just perfectly. Like he'll just eyeball it and then he'll do the drill and zoop, the hole is perfectly where it needs to be. It's incredible watching him work. One of them is actually surprisingly cool. He does a lot of work that I don't really pay attention to because it's mostly electrical stuff, but like apparently he was like a union worker for like a union leader for like 20 years in one of the largest unions in his country. I was just like, hey yo, that's cool. And then the other 2 are, well, the one that built the desk, when he goes into the office, he has a very particular habit of asking us if he can have something that's in there. He'll be like, oh, hey, I need that cable. Do you need it? Yes, we need it. Don't touch it. Oh, come on, you have like 15 in there. No, we don't. This is our only one. Okay. But if you don't need it, I can have it. And it's just like, repeat with that over and over. We have like 3 little USBs that have Windows installed on them, so we can just plug it into a computer and install Windows from there. And the other day he grabbed them, like he literally grabbed them, and he was like, oh, you don't need these, you have like 15 of these, can I take it? No, we need those. Oh, come on, you have more of them. And we had like very explicitly tell him to put them down, and it's just like, please, stop grabbing our stuff. Or he'll often ask us if we can give him a laptop. And it's like, yeah, sure, sign the form. You know, the little checkout form that says you checked out this laptop. Oh, no, it's fine. I don't need to sign it. No, we need you to sign it. You have to sign it. And it's okay, then I'll figure it out. It's like,
Alright. Some very, very rudimentary, basic defenses are up.
What are those?
By the way, if you guys want the new TF Talkies, they're under the Persona route.
What are those things? The defenses you set up?
Gun turrets that I
those are
threw
things.
bullets into because they don't require power.
Okay. It just like I thought the turret with the electrical thingy, like I thought it was all together.
Oh no, those are the inserters for. Yeah.
Oh, you were using like a blueprint? Or
Well, blueprint for these 3 pieces, yes.
okay. That's why I was confused. Sick.
Oh, you want the old ones? Okay, I'll stop redeeming points then. Sorry.
Well,
Do you
which
have
of the
loyal customers?
two other biter nests are you taking care of?
Right now,
Why the forlorn
neither.
sign?
I want to get this these defenses set up ASAP.
Fair enough.
Because even if I do take out those biter nests, the two nearby, there are still many more nearby. And I'll worry about it when I've got a safe place to just, you know, go hide in.
Think about it, you're genuinely a mark. It's just like I need a safe place to hide, and let me go and tree.
Hello. Yummy. Thank you, Rex. The raptor has brought me
Rex.
foods.
Ooh, what kind?
I'm not sure what flavor the noodles are, but they got broccoli and chicken with it.
Oreo chicken broccoli noodles.
Definitely not Oreo.
Parmesan cheese and nacho cheese powdered broccoli with chicken.
Oh,
A bit of pepper on top too for flavor.
very nice.
I don't know about the nacho cheese, but parmesan. Hmm.
If I recall, a shopping trip tomorrow, right?
Yes.
I had a chance to get a Costco card on the weekend, but didn't have the cash on hand to buy it.
Oh. No, I want food.
We've got some leftover pizza here.
No. I started a diet and I need to stick to it.
Oh,
I'm not being mean. I like on like Monday we had pizza because I went like, okay, you know what, holiday cheat days. But still, it's like, yeah, one meal a day, protein shake otherwise, and that's it. And then one cheat day a week. But it's also like,
Ridge Coon is taunting you.
I want food.
Depending on your diet, you can't even have a cup of noodles because those things are just loaded with sodium.
Yeah, the main thing I'm trying to stick to is just protein, less than the amount of carbs. Because I eat, like, for example, a lot of bread, a lot of crackers, that kind of thing. And bread, not healthy and to eat every day, so to say. I mean, you could, but
Aren't you a bird?
well, technically, bread is bad for birds.
Corn is good. Price is right out.
But I thought Polly wants a cracker.
Well, look, we have these little diety ones that are less bad and they have a lot more fiber, and those are good. I really like them. I just still shouldn't eat them all the time. But I have a weakness to crackers, okay? I love them. I love eating them with everything that I can.
Crackers
Just add so
are
much
good.
texture. They have texture, and I love them.
You get flavored ones or just regular saltines?
These ones are honestly a little too sweet for my taste. I'm trying to find saltier ones, but you know, they're not sugary. They just taste weirdly sweet.
I just get Mr. Christie saltines myself and then maybe add some butter to them depending on my mood.
I need to eat less salt.
That's why the cup of noodles is terrible, because it's just basically salt with some broth.
Noodles are good.
Yes, noodles are good, but cup of noodles are bad.
It's just up to like your overall food portfolio. If it's like if all you eat is a cup of noodles, then yeah, that might not be the best. But if you eat noodles here though, the week, it's not bad. I think any other meal, moderation.
It's like the roomies are actually making a lasagna tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, good for you guys.
I feel like there's 365 days a year, and I feel like 182.5 of the days you have lasagna.
Oh no, I usually rotate on what my weekly pasta will be. I mean, chili or spaghetti or tacos or lasagna.
Okay, so between those four, then it would be every 91.25 days.
Oh, okay. You said weekly pasta, then you said chili.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Well, I consider it a chili because I mean it's basically just hamburger stuff thrown in pot.
But where do the pasta come? Where does the pasta come in?
Depending on what happens later. I mean, you can throw it on your French fries, throw it on your hot dogs. You know, serve it with a side of noodles.
Okay, there's the noodles.
Yeah.
Where does the pasta come in?
I think I want to be done with this conversation right now.
I will say there is Cincinnati chili, which is basically chili mixed in with spaghetti noodles. It is
Yep.
really good.
That's where I was going with it because I got that from that Steak and Shake. I think used to serve it stateside.
Okay, like, I don't have a problem with the idea of using pasta with chili, but hamburger stuff on its own is, like, in a pot, that's not chili.
No,
Chili is a little bit more than just hamburger stuff.
agreed.
Yeah, but that's one of the.
Chili is a very particular thing, and it is very delicious. Do not taint the chili.
That's why we chopped up so many vegetables because you know you could throw a pack of Joes in with the chili.
Okay, that's still not a chili, though.
So, Pikesh, just please stop calling it chili. I've lived in the South. Raijin currently lives in the South. We know chili. What you're describing is not chili.
Whatever.
You gotta have chili powder. You gotta have all sorts of other stuff that go into it. There's a lot to it.
Chili powder's still so weird. I'm still just used to like just cutting chilies, like peppers. We would at least back home we would have a. Yeah, so sometimes when we made what's it called? Pico de gallo, we would put a little bit of chilies on it, just to like add a little bit of spicy. I remember because every time we tried it, it was like a little too spicy for me because I'm horrible at handling spices. But it tasted so good. I love it.
Damn it, now I want chili.
Like, I'm sure it's delicious, Vikash, but you were describing a stew, not a chili. That's it. That's all I mean.
But Cash, it's not that you were offending us. It's just you weren't describing chili. Hey there, Koyo Leo Leo Leo. I still don't know what you would expect with the yard command there.
Yar. 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 Fiddle-dee-fee. Being a pirate is what I want to be? I don't know. I forgot the lyrics momentarily. I'm thinking of jalapenos. I can't think of the lyrics. Jalapenos are a type of chili, right? Actually, don't know.
They're a type of pepper, but chili itself is something else.
Oh no, it says it's a chili pepper. Oh. Actually, I always thought they were different, and I just momentarily read here because I went to look at like what something like one of the how to translate one of the words, and then I just saw that like jalapeno was a medium-sized chili pepper, and it's like what? I... Okay. Lines are weird. Ever since I learned that watermelons are a type of berry, I don't know what to think anymore. Like, did you know that? Watermelons are a type of berry.
Doesn't surprise me that much.
And so are pumpkins.
I swear at this point, every time I turn around, they have a new definition of what a thing is. Every single time.
Well, yes. Naturally.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Hey there, Salt. How was your stream? Thank you so much for that raid. For those that don't know, Salt is Whiskers' partner. So make sure you definitely go follow them and check them out.
And like, yeah, the problem is the definitions change to some extent because, like, see, the problem is with classifications and especially scientific ones, we're normal people and we're kind of stupid, so we use like incorrect and out of date things, in the sense that like scientifically or botanically, things have like very particular definitions. So when we say berries, we mean something like a blueberry, you know, a small little thing, right? Something small, something round, usually with like a little bright color. Normal, right? But then scientifically, there's a completely different definition for it. And that's just part for the course of normal things. We like you define like, oh, what's a berry? Oh, it's just one of those small round things you find in a bush. And like here, what scientifically is a berry is fruit produced from the ovary of a single flower where the outer layer of the ovary wall develops into an edible fleshy portion, the pericarp. Botanically, it's also slightly different. And when you get into those definitions, then we begin to like take from those. So what we originally called berry, you know, either in scientific or in botanical terms, depending on what you're looking at, you end up with different, very particular, very specific definitions because they need to be very specific when defining a term. So they can ask, is this or is this that? And then we begin to take and mix and match from those terms. Or we like have to catch up to what their definitions are so we can accurately define things. But it's always like not people heavily involved in the fields that come up with the definitions and the broad usage, and we're wrong with a lot of things. And sometimes it's just course correcting for those things. Or like just completely different definitions in different parts of the world that are then recognized as like correct, incorrect, and mixed or matched. So like for example, how many continents are there? That's an easy question, right? You'd think so. But no. Because different parts of the world have different definitions for what a continent is and how many continents there are. There are parts of the world where the answer is 5. There are parts of the world where it's 6, where it's 7. Some people consider Central America a continent, some people don't. We think of 7 because that's the usual American definition that kind of gets transplanted onto major institutions.
I think Pluto is a continent. They shouldn't have removed Pluto as a continent.
I think Pluto is a country. I think continent is too much. But like, it's fine to change definitions. It's just that, like, sometimes it's for reasons that I look at and I go, oh, that makes sense. Sometimes it's for a reason that I stare at and I go, oh, we're just like stupid, I guess, bruh. And then sometimes it's just like regional, and things like keep changing all the time, and that's fine. But like, bruh, don't make me think that watermelons are berries. I hate that. It's so cursed. Oh, yeah, also everywhere. Yeah, shout out.
I think I ate too fast.
Oh no. Please no perish.
Yeah, I started getting hiccups and stuff.
Okay, fair enough. For a moment I was worried it was something worse than just like, oh, hiccups. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. But yeah, in short, definitions change sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for bad reasons, and sometimes for like because we're all stupid and then we need to catch up to like actual good definitions because we have really weird definitions that don't make sense. It's like, I think it's like already in the 1970s for different scientific fields, it was already consensus that like gender and sex were different things. And it took like until 2010 for people to like start discussing it. It's like, it's so extremely out of date to like general scientific consensus, which is like a weird problem between like science communication and like scientific research, and then just like difficulty of distributing scientific research for a variety of reasons. It all gets like super wacky and complicated. Thinking about it all gives me a headache, which just reminds me that Jupiter has the biggest magnetic field in the solar system.
Give
Did
tab.
you guys know that Alice in Wonderland is an isekai anime?
True. Yes, Em?
I have concerns about where your brain goes sometimes. And
'Cause
by
I mean,
sometimes, I mean
Which
all
one?
the time.
what did I say?
Who are you
now?
referring to?
Gib gab.
Okay.
What did I do now?
How you went from talking about all I know is that you went from one subject to suddenly you're talking about Jupiter having a massive magnetic field.
Well, let's talk
I can
about it.
actually explain this one, Zim. It's because I put the idea of the planetary masses in Gib Gab's head with that Pluto joke that I made earlier, and it just kind of sat there for a moment.
No,
And while Gib Gab was going through that stream of consciousness, it just kind of clicked into place.
no. It's actually like slightly less funny than that. It's just because after we went through Bear Trauma, I was quickly reading something in the wiki between the differences between the Orca 1 and the Orca 2. Good night, Era.
Good night, Era. You were up late.
And
Yeah, Air's on PTO, so
I don't want time to pass. Stop being later.
Alright,
So-
sleep well. Hopefully we can hang out soon. Maybe do some SAR again.
Do some SAR. Develop some SAR.
It has been a while since SAR.
Yeah, we haven't done Super Animal Royale in forever.
So we should.
And yes,
but yeah,
I love trains. I love the trains. The trains are fun.
And so really quick to explain the Jupiter thing. Basically, when we finished prayer, I was checking the wiki, and it popped up on the Jovian radiation, and then I wanted to know if that was an actual thing. Like, I know radiation in space is always a thing, but like, I wanted to know if it was an actual like significant danger caused by something in Jupiter or the like, or the Jovian moons or something. And that led me to reading about like Jupiter's magnetic field and some weird shenanigan thing that like the moons have around there, like plasma bulb, whatever. And reading all of that kind of made my brain hurt, and it gave me a little headache. So I just went like, no, Jupiter gives me headaches. It has the biggest magnetic field, though. That's all I understand.
Why do you read this stuff if it gives you headaches?
I'm a masochist at heart.
Oh, well, if you're a masochist, then maybe you should tune in on Sundays when drunk_dragon_arrow plays Dokapon Kingdom.
Why?
Because there's nothing more painful than a game of Dokapon Kingdom.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is, so I'll take your word for it. I like the thing.
Do you know how people joke about Mario Party ruining friendships?
Yeah.
Sleep well, Lucky.
Take that. Take that, but multiply it by like 50, and you have Dokapon Kingdom.
That sounds based. But look, there's masochism and there's hating yourself,
Okay.
right? That's like,
Oh, I'm headed out. I was waiting for the drones to fill up my inventory some more, but I think I'm ready.
I believe in you. You can do it. Take him out.
Well, again, I'm not looking to take them out. I'm looking to get set up with... Yeah. Before I can maintain a long-term combat scenario, I need iron in order to craft the bullets to do so.
I forgot you were like heading over. I thought I was still on the brain set of like, oh, you're gonna go kill things to set up the base. My head was over in Jupiter,
Ah, right. That.
You say it with such disdain. Wow. My God, we've gotten 2 evolutions now, Flare and Umbreon. Nice. Oh. I was gonna say something and I forgot. Heck. But oh yeah, I've now seen incredibly cursed train, and it was painful. You know how like the train wheel, like things are named, right? Or not?
The train
Like, the
will
wheel
what?
are- Okay, so you know how locomotives, like train locomotives, especially like older steam ones, they have like the big wheels and the pistons for them.
Yes.
And you know how they have leading wheels in front of them and behind the big wheels.
Somewhat.
Yeah, so basically, in order to help them turn and in order to help with like suspension and the like, trains have, at least for that one, essentially you just have some wheels in front of the big wheels, some wheels behind the big wheels. That was the norm. And depending on the number of wheels you had, you would just call them that. So, for example, if you had 2 wheels, then 2 big wheels, and then 2 small wheels, you would have like a 2-2-2.
Okay.
First,
I am scared to know where you're going with this.
so, you know, you add up the total number of wheels on both sides to make the thing. So if you have 2 wheels on each side on the front, that's 4. You have 2 big wheels on each side, that's 4. And 1 wheel behind the big wheels on each side, that's 2. So that's a 4-4-2. Very commonly, you would see them vary depending on purpose. So depending on what you want to accomplish with the train, you would have different wheel arrangements. A very common one, for example, the 440 American. Fair enough. Something like a 442 Atlantic was also really cool. And I learned about the 424, and I hate the way it looks. It looks so stupid and it's so cursed. It's my new, like, cursed train, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It looks disgusting. It's so cursed to just have, like, a single big wheel in the middle. I hate it so much. There's nothing else to it. I just wanted to comment that I hate the 424 train. And if you Google it, it's disgusting.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, it's stinky. But then you have like the biggest locomotive in the world, and it's so cool. It's a 4884. It's articulated, so like it has the articulation in the middle to allow it to like turn around and not just like roll over and die. And oh my god, it's huge. It's called the Union Pacific Big Boy if you ever want to look at it, and it's a monster. It's so cool. And they're still operating them. They restored, I think, one of them. And they put it to operation, and it's huge, and it's so cool. There's just something really cool about like kind of older steam locomotives and just like the sheer power they have behind them. And it's like, I love it. I want big trains. Can we have more big trains? My heart beats for those huge trains. I love them so much.
Noted.
This
By
was
the way,
brought up
some
by
of the
Furry
new
something.
potions are live.
Oh wow.
And you go with one of them that isn't.
Look, I just saw green and I want a green. I haven't used any of them until now. I was just curious what they do. Fine, if you don't want me to use the potion, I'll just use this.
So the potions TF'd me. I don't know what else to say about it.
I just went to the green one. I don't know which ones are new. What's the new ones?
They say mixture on them. After you get to a certain stage in the Fursona potion.
Oh. I don't know you could even do that with Twitch rewards. That's cool.
Yeah, I've set up a lot of stuff. It took a lot of coding in the background.
I don't envy you.
But I did it all
Brian.
for you. For all of you out there to enjoy.
And you know we
Oh,
respect your
shit. I'm probably dead.
will.
Okay.
Uranium?
Yeah, some of those were apparently uranium. Oh god, there's another one.
Furry.
Oh.
Can't believe we're just playing Chernobyl Simulator. Oh, it's such a good TV series. I want to watch it again. Have you ever watched Chernobyl?
I have not.
You should watch it one day. It's great. And really quick, Brandon, if you want me to go to Sacramento, you have a problem because I'd have to go to California, and I don't want to go to California. It's spooky. My wallet hurts just like thinking about it. Wait, why does episode 4 doesn't suck? Episode 4 is great.
Alright, the sides where I anticipate a lot of attacks from, I'm only going to set them... I'm going to set them up with 2 walls for now. The rest of it's only getting 1 wall for now. Eventually it'll all be 3. But right now, gotta... yeah. Gotta maintain what I can do.
Wiki, click, 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 click.
Yes,
I
lots of
can't hear it,
clicking.
but I can see it. And I should take Command and Conquer. I'm on an RTS mode recently. I'm playing Dawn of War 2 with a friend, and honestly, it's been a wonderful co-op experience.
Oh?
It's just an ancient game. Yeah. It's, oh, you have more uranium.
What?
You have more uranium money.
No, I don't.
What is that, 0.06? Oh, is that healing?
Oh, that's me healing.
Oh, okay. I assume, like, oh, great, radiation. Yeah, like, it's basically just a Warhammer RTS, but it focuses on, like, basically hero units. So you control this dude, and he just has, like, a couple of dudes with him, or you control this one dude. And you go through the story, and it's actually pretty fun. The friend that I'm playing with decided to name the commander character, like, because you have, like, the commander character, so to say, and he's meant to be, like, you know, your character, good all around, whatever you want to make him. And then there's other characters who are more, like, specialized and niche in their own thing. And he named the commander homosexual, so whenever there's a in-game text that uses the name of the commander, it's just like, commander homosexual, take your troops into map. And I hate it because it makes me lose it every time it's used to, like, so dead seriously. Because, you know, it's Warhammer. That's like...
Of course.
It's like, commander homosexual, the Tyranids are attacking, you are our last hope, save this city. And it's like, bro, How can I take this seriously?
Oh, crap.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going too close to them. At least for getting this actually built.
You know, you might want to take just like the iron, leave the stone alone, and then take the stone, unless you're also in need of stone.
I'm gonna be in need of stone very soon. I've got a small deposit over here, but it's not gonna last long. This is the one I'm currently mining. It's only 172k.
I mean, I'd still say just take the iron for now, and then like, I mean, they're close enough so you can just unite the two bases and delete the middle once you get them upset properly. Set up properly. Once you get them upset properly. Nice, yeah, upset the stone. But yeah. The one thing I find absolutely amazing about it is that you can use grenades, and they're meant to be like a limited consumable per mission. And you can find crits that give you more grenades. And I decided I don't ever want to have to worry about how many grenades I have left. So I took basically the ability that lets me use them as energy, with energy replenishing over time naturally, and I basically spam grenades all the time, and it's incredibly busted. Because I can just grenade everything. I love explosions, so it works well for me. And it's like, oh, what's the latest ability you got? Now instead of throwing one grenade, I throw 3 at the same time. Haha. I want to use grenades in Baratron. I've never used grenades in Baratron.
Good.
Why?
I can just imagine how horribly that would go.
I'm a careful shot.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. When we were playing and I had the SMG with like the huge suit, did I ever friendly fire something? No.
You
right?
destroyed stations so many times.
No, I didn't. Hold up. That's revisionist history right there. No, I didn't.
Every single time that we would go on to one of those stations that were abandoned, you would wreck the walls on those.
I would repair them because I had the welders, so I would like poke
Yes,
a few
you
holes in
would
them.
repair them, but not. That's after you destroyed them in the first place. Also, good night, Werny.
Hi.
Hi, Werny heard us talking about grenades and Baratron and showed up.
Hello, Andy.
I want to blow shit up.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Want to blow shit up together?
Hell yeah.
This is the queer equivalent of want to hold hands and kiss. Want to blow shit up together? No, I did not. That's just that's a lie. I did not wreck stations that much. I would like there would be a little bit of minor flooding, but you're exaggerating.
We'll see how long I stay awake. I just took a fat indica rip of my pen and had a coughing fit for the past 5 minutes.
Oh,
The first time I hit it, I got like nothing, and then I like cleaned it a bit, and then like ripped it, and it like I got like full burn.
no.
So that's gonna
fun.
blast me.
I'm just sniping this bug nest. Don't mind me.
Yeah, you're a little bit of a sniper at heart. It makes sense.
At heart?
Yeah.
Also, you
Like
were
if it-
saying that I needed to take out one thing They needed to just... Oh, God! Where the hell did you all come from? You were not there a moment ago!
No, they were. You started shooting and they kind of ran up and gathered up above.
Oh.
Yeah, see, you did end up needing to take out things. See? See?
I'm aware I can burn in, thank you.
You
Oh,
literally
that
said it
misses.
earlier, like,
Yeah.
you were playing spirits because, like, you wanted them to not need power. That
There.
fighter was in the zone. I can't believe you just did him dirty like that.
It would eventually come after me. Survival of the fittest. Just
Maybe you
because he was
deserve it.
high does not mean I needed to wait. But yes, I'm aware I could just plop them down. The power poles are for the inserters right next to them.
Wow.
Ah!
Bro, I wanna take a bong rip so bad, but I can't. Because if my mom smells any weed, she like loses her fucking mind. So I'm stuck with just the Benjamin right now.
I
So
have
that means-
no idea what most of that meant.
Lanny wants to do weed but can't because mom loses it if smell weed.
That's about all
So
I
I'm-
understood.
I'm just taking rips off like the weed vape.
I wanted to come off as a compliment because I just want to say how much I love it. The way you deliver lines sometimes is just like it's truly something unique. Your tone, your delivery, just like out of nowhere, I just ripped the fat. That's it. It's like it's time for me to go choke if I was drinking water.
Nice.
And also time for you to play translator for me.
Well, that's all Ernie said. There's no translation needed. You got the gist of it.
All
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
just
is
not
that there
like,
was
know what
something
I'm
about a
saying.
Benjamin and something else and...
So we call the weed vape a penjamin because it's like a little pen, but it has the the cartridge on it, or what's called referred to as the cart. It's just
Okay.
full of like the oil, the weed resin. And the coils, like they burn that weed resin and you inhale that.
I know how vapes work. I do need to
Well,
ask.
I know you know how vapes work, but I'm saying this for like the weed context of vape, not just the thing you hit
Okay.
every like 15 seconds.
It's not that often. Ish.
I don't know. I'll count how much time in between I hear when you hit it.
Oh, it's definitely often. Just not quite 15 seconds. At least a minute.
Dang, I'm almost like done through my my second can of Arizona green tea this evening.
Have you gotten any art done?
Today, no. I wasn't home most of the day today, actually, so I didn't do anything. But tomorrow's TF Tuesday, so it's gonna be art day.
Great, so you can work on the TF stuff for me, right?
Yeah.
Great, I'll hold you to it. You're coming on stream with me.
Okay. Actually, not doing anything tomorrow now. I was originally gonna go down to Delaware because I want to like harass my friend down there, but the scheduling isn't working very well for that because my mom also needs my car, like on Wednesday.
sometimes it's weird to think about that. If you were to go to Russia, you could theoretically just trip over and hold cover, and that hole is 12 kilometers deep.
Wow.
Kip Cap.
Hmm?
Why?
I don't know. Something where he says to make me think about that.
What did I say made you think about a
I
12-kilometer deep hole?
I don't know.
I am wondering the exact same thing here.
I honestly have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Is it because I'm a fox?
No, foxes are more about the snow and jumping face first into it. Or making weird noises. Also, hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Hey, Zeta.
Seda potato.
How did your, it was your dad's birthday, right?
That was on Sunday.
Oh, I thought what you were making today was for it.
It was supposed to be yesterday, but the realization was made that, them going out diving for lobsters all day Sunday is probably not going to make them the most appreciative of a nice standing rib roast. So we postponed the standing rib roast to tonight.
Oh.
And, yep, it went well. We didn't mess anything up, and he was appreciative of the fact that he didn't have to cook anything. Because normally he's the one doing the rib roast.
Nice. Also got new TF forms. So
So-
apparently people want to, well, I mean, you gotta go down the routes. Get to the second, or technically the first stage of the Persona potion, and then you can see the new ones.
I guess no Persona potion for you.
Why? You can still redeem it.
But why would we want to change such a cute form?
Yeah, go meow.
Baby cat.
I mean, there's also the other cat one.
Oh yeah, there is that one. The height is one.
The one that every single person redeems head pat with as soon as they see it.
Squish that cat. All you gotta do is squish that cat.
There's no bird bikini.
Birdie. Birdie. Birdie.
Yeah, bird. If you hold down left click, doesn't it automatically place it like as soon as it reaches the maximum distance?
Yes, but I am particular about where I want them placed.
Fair enough.
And, well, with turns and stuff, I might accidentally place something in a different spot. Because unlike other things, they don't necessarily follow a straight line.
Fair enough.
Alright, we have a power line flowing all the way over there. Totally not gonna get blown up soon.
Now it's time to do mining. Right?
Yep, nothing will ever destroy this power line.
Let's turn that on, and we're gonna go park this train. Hey! I'm driving here!
The bunk. You know, I commented on like the Factorio being an RTS game if you're playing the Bucks, but it would be really funny if like you could actually play as the Bucks and it's just an RTS experience and you could do PvP and your goal is basically to annoy the human player as much as possible.
That would actually be rather interesting.
You just send a whole biter squad and take out a single power line, and it just cuts off power to all the surrounding bases.
So Lucci, when they are actually at a point, when you can actually do a mixture, there will actually be, it'll change the name of it. It'll be mixture red potion or mixture black potion or such. When there's actually a new path to go down.
I think Lucci was talking about the bugs going after power lines in Factorio. Or, actually, sorry, Derp, I see the red mixture. But, forgive me, it's almost 3 a.m., I'm sleepy.
Say it cute.
No, you're all cute. I'm just a silly rock ruff.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Except no one ever to being called cute. Except me. Hee hee hee.
So, also, Lucci, you gotta remember, don't redeem them right back to back. You gotta take at least a couple of seconds. But like now, you'll see there's a mixture purple potion, mixture brown potion. And there was also mixture black, but...
God, are we gonna need like a wiki page for like all these mixtures? It's like, yes, what's the crafting tree?
I will say I plan to have my own I'm making my own personal flowchart of these. But of course I'm not going to make that public. So if you guys have to make those, that's up to you.
I mean, look, what are the coins called? The egg coins. The egg coin economy needs you know. It needs a money sink.
I mean, currently the money sink is the stream loot packs. Or the, you know, firing the cannon and such.
Yeah, I mean, look, I gotta keep my points around 369k.
Oh, 5 did release in 2010. That's why.
I only spent 120,000 points on plushy drops, and then Zim lowered the price.
Yeah. I felt bad. They were kind of too expensive.
You did it after I mentioned that, and then spent another 60,000 points.
I think you should make purple 350 instead of 3,500.
No.
For no reason whatsoever.
Your opinion is heard and rejected as stupid.
It would save me so many egg coins.
And?
Purple. 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 Purple.
Hi, Fetch.
Purple. Touch purple.
Okay, where's my bullet train now?
There's purple there. What's the purple mineral?
Oh, perfect. You're coming back to the HQ now.
Then what's that purple thing there? The purple deposit.
The what?
You look on the map. There was purple there. What's purple?
Oh, rare metals.
Purple.
Okay.
I do apologize for the brief appearance, but I do need to go get some sleep.
Not a worry. I hope you sleep well. Thanks for coming by.
Yep. Good night, you beans.
No.
Alright, setting off the... setting off the bullet.
Burn in his piece the desire for purple. What's a good sacrifice?
Alright, so we got all the turrets set up.
He's in.
He is.
You know what's bad about having too many trains?
What?
It puts a lot of strain on your logistics. Haha.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, if there's too many trains, then one of them, like, screwing up can cause a whole mess.
Sure, but it's not really a problem that I've run into at all.
You will. The train network will become Germany's. The convoluted disaster held together only by the hopes and dreams of the logisticians and civil engineers working there.
I see.
Basically, just like completely randomly to like side topic into this. A lot of the European countries have very sometimes good, sometimes mixed, sometimes bad rail systems. Germany's in particular has a little thing where it likes to mix different speeds of train, of rails, and different types of rail, because it doesn't want to basically rebuild its whole like rail line. So, for example, when France wanted to do high-speed rail, they built like a line specifically for the TGV to just run across it. Because the logic is, other trains are very slow, this train is very fast, we should put the train in its own track. And you need like specific types of engineering for different tracks for high-speed rail. So for example, because the trains travel very fast, you can't just use, for example, gravel or dirt on the trains, because that, you know, the train travels really fast, it'll kick up the gravel and yeet it at 200 kilometers an hour towards a window. And that's not very good. So they use, for example, concrete beds instead of gravel or dirt or sand. And that, like, it comes with its engineering issues. But doing that is really hard and expensive. So a lot of countries just decide, instead of having the train travel at 200 kilometers per hour, or 250 kilometers per hour, I'll just make the train travel at, like, say 150, or whatever the limit for, like, high-speed rail is, or higher speed rail is, instead of going into directly high-speed rail. So the train travels slower, but they can do it for cheaper. But then you run into, for example, Germany's problem, where Germany has a really fast train going from one city to the other, and then you have this really slow, like, commuter train in front of it. But it's not a problem, because the commuter train is going to turn into another, like, rail line and free up the rail line it's currently on for the really fast train. And the fast train just continues on. But then that really slow train has a delay because, I don't know, someone was arguing at the door about whether or not they could get their, like, entire bicycle in the train car or not. And now that like really fast train got delayed 5 minutes, which means once like they have to wait in that station for the slow train to finally clear the rail. But now that 5 minute delay means they have another train in front of it, and the whole system gets messed up, and now there's a bunch of delays all over the place, and it's a nightmare and a mess. And then like it just gets worse because all the European Union countries have like different train systems. They don't like share one unified controller for their trains. And they're working on a project to basically unify it, and it's a huge headache because everyone wants to do it their way because their way is the correct way. And yeah, man, that becomes a slightly bigger issue, slightly quicker. But the short of it is, more trains can be a problem if you're Germany. If you have a skill issue, essentially.
I see.
That was your train lesson of the day. Next up, let's talk about why diesel trains took over steam trains. Or coal fire trains, I guess. Or we can talk about how every source of energy, or almost every source of energy, is just steam. Nuclear energy, really fancy way to make steam. Coal, that's just steam. Oil, steam. Natural gas, steam. And if you want to say, oh, well, hydroelectric isn't steam, yeah, that's true. But hydroelectric still does the exact same thing that, like, wind energy does, and even geothermal does. It makes things spinny, and spinny thing makes electricity. Now you know. Almost all of our power comes from make thing go speed.
I see.
I think only solar doesn't work that way. Yeah, I think solar is the only one that doesn't make things spinny. That's weird. But it makes sense. But it's weird. We should make solar make things spin.
I think I'm good.
Oh look, if all of human power is based on making things go spin, why does solar have to be different? Solar should also do the spinning.
I think I'm okay without spinning solar panels. Though I will say, technically speaking, for proper solar panels, they do have, they do rotate for the time of day to follow the sun. So, I guess technically speaking, even they are spin. Just a really slow one.
Maybe. Like, is that in the spirit of the spinny? Right? Like, is it spinny?
Bye, Jin! I love the drone beep boops. They're adorable.
You're just a drone kind of fluffy, you know?
Yes, Zim? What's up?
You're cute.
Fine.
And Vernon, I don't know about Peltier coolers running, like, they don't make electricity though, right? They just like cool or heat.
Excuse me, I was holding that, you jerk.
Not anymore.
Ugh. Fine, I'll go stand over here and tell them to finish this line.
People's drones these days, you know?
Yeah. Go back to Bullet HQ. And by that I mean carry me to Bullet HQ.
You call it bullet, like, I love that.
Yes! Bullet.
Bully train.
It is a teeny tiny train, and all it does is go around to my various bases and deliver bullets. And repair packs, but that, you know.
Based.
Now for my logistics drones to do their job. And at this point, I am now in a hurry up and wait state.
Okay, since you're in a hurry up and wait state.
Oh,
Hey
no.
Zim, would you like to talk? Why do you say oh no? Why oh no? Am I that terrible to talk to?
No, you just sometimes make my brain hurt with the random knowledge that you have. And insist on sharing.
You just can't appreciate the knowledge I'm trying to share. In 10 years down the line, when you get picked for a random trivia game, and it's gonna be like, complete the 10 trivia questions and win $1 million, you're gonna appreciate the trivia I'm giving you.
No, because I won't remember any of it.
Alright, Zim, which object has the biggest magnetic field in the solar system?
Hardy har.
Jupiter. It's Jupiter. There's one thing you need to take away from all of this is that Jupiter has the biggest magnetic field in the solar system. Of the non-sun objects, I guess. Does the sun have a magnetic field? No, the sun makes like solar winds, so it can have a magnetic field, right?
Well, that would be disproven as soon as we send him to space, because he has such a magnetic personality.
Alright, we're running Zim through the demagnetizer. Oh, it's just gonna be like, hey Zim, go repair this thing on the space shuttle. And Zim's just gonna walk out of the spare parts room full of screws attached to him.
I forgot I had a little bit of dinner left.
Fair enough. Oh, there's one thing that I'll admit I love about dieting is that, like, I began to actually try the protein shakes because I always thought they were kind of silly. Like, okay, they were alright. But then, like, Mom helped me find some that were actually, like, really... well, not that they're good that I like, because we all like different ones. Because me and Mom continue to be, like, almost the same person in so many ways, it's kind of disturbing. On a completely blind, like, tasting of the different protein shakes, I ended up liking the brand that she likes. Because of course I did. I tried 3 different ones, and I like the one that she likes. what else would it be? Like, bruh, you real. Come on, please. You can't make it up. Come on, life. Stop being like this. Uh, but like, I'm now excited to try new protein shakes, and it's like every day I look forward to a little protein shake in the morning. It's great. I actually really enjoy them. I tried a vanilla one and a caramel one, and they were amazing.
I really like them too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are also very expensive. So I make do with meal replacement shakes, and even those are kind of pricey, but I just get the powder and it's okay enough.
That's fair. What's these ones called?
Gee!
Yeah, these ones are
Gee.
about $2 each, which not ideal. But considering I need one a day, that adds up to about 15 a week. Yeah, I'm fine paying that. Mostly since I'm cutting down on food consumption, so I just need less food, which is a saving.
I am struggling to afford food and rent right now, let alone paying more than I would for food.
Oh, this is what I was saying. That like to me, at least to me, it's not as painful because I just lower the amount of food I eat, so like cut out the food expenditure there.
Yeah.
It basically balanced out for me that way. Oh yeah, I want rent to unexist. I dread having to pay rent.
You and literally everybody else in this country.
When can we abolish rent?
When we eat the rich.
Someday. Maybe someday, you know? Perhaps even one day. But sadly not on Monday.
Oh, yeah, definitely not on Monday.
Yeah,
Monday must always exist to suck.
yeah. This is why we should get a 4-day work week. Cut out Monday.
I will say my my upcoming campaign, I gave it only 6 days in a week. And part of the reason for that is you get 2 days off, 4 days working. That's
The
it.
upcoming what campaign?
I will be running a Pokemon Scar campaign in the near future.
Oh. Wait. Hold up. Can you repeat everything you just said? Because like now that I contextualize it, I forgot everything you just said. I'm sorry.
I've come up with my own calendar for it. And the calendar only has 6 days per week.
For that Scar campaign.
Yes.
You're gonna be playing 6 days a week? That Scar campaign?
No, the calendar for it has only 6
Oh.
days.
Huh. That's weird. Sorry, it like I don't know why this broke my brain. Jupiter's radiation broke my brain too much, okay? I'm still dealing with the after effects. Why 6 days?
I rolled.
Oh No, you should be like the French. You should make it 10. 10 days a week.
No. But I also, like, when I rolled 6, I'm like, you know, I like this. It also means only 4 days of work per week.
Alright. We'll see you, what day you're taking off a week, you know? Are you taking off Sunday? Are you taking off Monday?
Actually, I have custom names for all of those.
Ooh, what are they?
I would have to pull it up because I have not memorized that yet. I've been working on a lot of things for this campaign.
Fair enough.
Schmoove day. Where you schmoove.
I do remember their Sundays, or the first day of the week, what we call Sunday, is Soul Day. And then their Saturday, the end of the week, is Loon Day. Because I actually followed some of what we have here in the real world of why our days are named that. Except, you know, instead of the first day being based on the sun, the second day being based on the moon, I figured beginning and end of the week. See, Lucci? You were like, I only want old ones. And meanwhile, there was this one sitting here waiting for you to discover it. And if you had just stuck with the old ones, you'd never have seen it.
This is really cute.
Sneezes in agreement.
Also, really quick, here. I found it just because I always love... You know how, like, the metric system is all based on tens, and currency is based on tens, right? You know, 100 cents equals a dollar.
Yeah, yes, where are you going with this?
No, I just wanted to bring up the calendar because I always found the calendar so funny. Because, like, it's weird to think about, but it kind of makes sense. Where the French went like, since we're making everything on 10, you know what we should do? 100 seconds in a minute, 100 minutes in an hour, 10 hours in a day. And then the calendar will be 12 months with 30 days each. Each week will have, give or take, about 10 days. And then you have like 6 extra days a year. They're just like complementary days to fill out the calendar. And there's just something so like satisfyingly perfect about it. It's like, oh, 100 seconds in a minute, 100 minutes in an hour, 10 hours a day. Exactly 30 days in every month. 3 months for every season.
I
And just 6
honestly
months for everything.
agree that is how it should be.
Yeah. And it's just kind of satisfying. I dig it.
My calendar for the game I'll be running does not have the exact same number of days per month. However, it is close to basically they don't necessarily consider certain days to be part of it. Those are holidays. And so they are both part of the calendar and also not part of it. If that makes any sense.
I'm still curious about like the... It's so weird because like I'll admit, I'm never used to like custom calendars in a lot of campaigns. Like, unless it's specifically like, I don't know, a sci-fi campaign where like you have to measure time differently. I'm still so not used to like just measuring time differently, or at least like having like a specific calendar, because it's so funky. Like, you think like even in those TTRPGs, it's like, yeah, there's 7 days in a week, and we'll meet in a week. That's 7 days. And it's like, oh yeah, we'll meet in 2 weeks. That's 12 days, not 14 days. Remember the schedule. Remember the plan. Also, momentary disdain for the Romans changing their calendar to add January and February and ruining everything. December couldn't be the 10th month. We have to add 2 months, and they have to be added at the beginning of the year. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I will definitely say a lot of our woes with the calendar are actually purely because of the Romans.
Our calendar is a Roman calendar.
But like literally they just were like, I must have a calendar named after me, and I must have more days in it than this one named after my father, because I am superior to him. And thus we have, 30 and 31.
Wow. Wow. The Romans were funky. The Romans are very weird. Or it's like, what I have no idea how exactly true that is. It could be a little iffy, but what I understood is that adding January and February came specifically for the want. So like basically, January and February the Romans recognized, but they kind of considered it not really a thing properly. And then there came a mixture of different factors. So, for example, originally January and February were relatively unnecessarily to label because it was like winter. So basically everything was kind of dead around that time of the year. There was just not that much activity in comparison to the other months. So like, we don't really need to worry about it. And then like, at the same time, they kind of got better at measuring time. And eventually it's like, our calendar's actually kind of terrible. We should add like 2 more months. And then it came the question of, but where do we put the months? Because December is always the end of the year. You can't add new end of the years. Yeah, well, fine, make it January and February. And it's like, bruh, why? Why? Just, on one hand, it would be really weird. Like, imagine a world where New Year is February 28th.
Yeah.
That's weird. And the start of the year is March.
I did very specifically keep it to 12 months per year. But for me, it's more because you got 4 seasons, 3 months per season.
That's fair. I commented, that's still to me so weird because I just think of wet season and dry season. So I just think 6 and 6.
I mean, realistically, some mathematicians argue that we should have learned how to count in a duodecimal system instead of a decimal system. Base 12.
Yep. That's that is one of the arguments.
That is a most argument of all time. I don't like it.
But the idea is that we're naturally better at counting in 12 because for one, different variations of numbers are better for us, like to count or not count. So for example, our hours are in 12s, but you can divide up groups of 12s much more easily than groups of 10s. So for example, you have 15 minutes, that's a quarter an hour, 30 minutes is half. You usually divide up time in 10s, 6 10s, you can divide those up into 5s. So you can play around with the numbers more, whereas like, all right, let's say you have 10 hours, 100, you have 10 hours in a day. How do you divide that up into 4? 2.5, but that feels a little clunkier. Whereas if that's 24 hours in a day and you want to divide it into 4, that's 6. It's like, provides a more natural, instinctual way to kind of count things. So hence the argument, it shouldn't be 10s, it should be 12s.
I thoroughly disagree on all parts of that.
I think there are some things for where it kind of, like, like for example, for money, I like decimal. But then, like, for time, I would say having 100 minutes in an hour would be very funky, and I kind of like 60 better. So I would kind of like it if our day had just like 20 hours instead of 24. I'm sorry, I know I'm chuckling in hindsight, but like your absolute painful disdain when you said that I disagree still is like cracking me up attractively.
Gee!
Gee?
Gee.
Gee.
Gee. Gee.
Gee.
Eating pizza today was a mistake. My throat did not like that pizza. I ate the first slice and it was too hot.
Oh, tell us more about how hot you were.
I made the bad mistake because like the pizza was really hot, so I ate it, and then like it was too hot and it began to like, you know, like it's like my tongue, so I just swallowed it instinctively. That it was too hot in my throat. And it was like, here's where I die. But no, now instead my throat just does that. I'm sorry, I know that wasn't the fluster response, but I couldn't help it. It was too painful. Pizza betrayed me. I was waiting all weekend to eat pizza, and all I got was, too hot. Help. For the first slice. The rest of the slices were good. I want more pizza. Then you should put your tongue in your mouth. It's gonna become dry now.
Mlem.
Mom. I wonder what the most commonly said furry word is.
You know, I could not even begin to hazard a guess on that.
But like, have you ever wondered, like, what is it? Is it like oh, is it like mullen, blep?
So, while those are commonly associated with furries, I definitely do not believe that those are, in fact, the most common furry words.
Alright, what do you think there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but you know, like, what would you hazard as a guess? Like, you know.
I don't know even remotely close enough to hazard a guess.
Darn. Alright, how about this one? If I say furry word, what's the first word that comes to mind? For you.
If I had to pick one, it would probably be uwu. Or,
That's
you
so
know,
weird.
oh, whoa.
I was gonna say it's weird because like normally I associate OO more. Like OO is like I don't know why I always think of OO as being like more like a default word and OO being like a variant of OO. But I don't know if like it would be the other way around if like OO is a variant of OO. No, I can't wait for the future when like historians have to actively look at like furry stuff and like decipher it, and they'll run studies and be like, the most common word used in the entire internet for this furry group based on this massive
woo?
classification of sites. Yeah, just like it was uwu. What could this uwu mean? In what context does it use? No, that's sad to think about. Imagine a future where they like learn about furries and they have the technology to actually like make furry viable PF stuff. But it's too late for us, so we're just creating the blueprint for what scientists in the future will make. You know what? It's kind of fun to think about though. Like, imagine, I don't know, like 10,000 years in the future, they study like this period of history, and they see like someone's persona, and they're like, that's interesting. Let me try to recreate that, and they like actually make your persona as like a living creature.
I mean, you don't have to theorize too hard about that. We literally do that with the Egyptians.
Oh, we don't really make Egyptian gods into reality.
I don't know. I get the feeling that Horus is your reality.
I kind of like Ra better.
Ah, so that's why you like me.
I'm so happy you picked up on it. But no. The best Egyptian god is Sobek. And that's all.
No, Anubis is clearly the best.
Okay, but Sobek is the lord of I can't remember if it was Oh no.
Who'd we lose?
Robert. Oh, okay, Robert just went to sleep.
Oh, good night, Robert. I was like, who the heck was still in here? Because you haven't
I thought
said
Robert's
anything forever.
It's only me here. And why?
But Raijin is cute.
There is no but. It's and Raijin is cute.
Alright. Congratulations, you get to live there for now.
But yeah, I need to remember to Google that tomorrow when I can go find that like list that had like a bunch of the classifications for Egyptian gods. I need to remember to look at whether Sobek was the lord of semen or sperm. So I don't remember which of the two it was. Because Egyptians were really, really
Why do you
weird.
need to find out? You've got Ra right here to worship.
Well, look, the autistic ADHD in my brain won't let me sleep until I figure out which one it is. But I need to go find that site, which means browsing through a ton of like Discord messages. So I'm like just gonna tell my brain to chill out until tomorrow. Meaning I'll probably do it in a few hours instead of going to bed. Plus, look at this incarnation of Ra. It's too small to be like a god. There's no way this is an actual deity. Your like delicate placement of the holes is like anathema to how I play this game.
I know.
What do you mean you know? You've never seen me play this game.
No, but I have heard you talk about how you play this game a lot.
I've never spoken about how I play Factorio. I don't know.
You
That's
have
kinda sus.
multiple
That's kinda
times.
sus. That's sus. I don't remember it, so clearly it didn't happen. I have a perfect memory and I remember everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, really. That is, in fact, the reason, even though I haven't read this factoid in years. I still remember that Japan signed its surrender document in World War II aboard the USS Missouri.
What is Moon Knight, Lucci?
Sounds like an anime. Oh, I want to watch that. Like, I think was it Ragnarok? Like the one where it's like the bunch of gods from all sorts of mythology and they fight each other. And like one of the first fights is just like Adam fighting Zeus.
Yeah.
That's such a great show. It's like, okay, there's something that I absolutely love, and it's when people just take like, you know, all these different mythologies make all sorts of claims about like things and whatnot. What if we just put them all together into one? What if we take monotheism to its literal, like, greatest possible extent? Yeah. We're just gonna make an anime. And you know what? The Buddha's incredibly powerful. He's so, like, at peace and harmonic and blah blah that he can see the future. That makes him a great fighter. It's like, yeah, what happens if we put Hercules up against, I don't know, Jack the Ripper? Like, oh, that's... what? Delimited, no, it's not raining where I am. Why are you asking? Oh no, you didn't hear rain. It was just a shower. I'm having shower thoughts, you know?
Ugh.
I mean, there possibly was like a quick, like, bit of rain. I don't hear anything right now. Well, if you're losing it, go find it. Duh.
Oh crap, I placed those too far.
Okay, it's not just me. I've been...
My bad!
Well, I saw that and I was like, what are you cooking? This is so weird. And it just turns out you weren't cooking anything. You were just like... Not... you were not, you know? But not the fun kind of not. Just like NOT.
Alright, so there we go. Got those set up.
Vernon, I feel offended that you would say such a thing. I will immediately submit a ticket to have you banned for calling me out.
That just reminds me of the scammer that was like... I was like, yeah, you clearly are not the actual person that you're claiming to be, and no, I'm not interested in your scam. And they're like, oh, well, I'm actually part of the Twitch survey team, and I'm messaging you on Discord, and you're about to be banned, so have a good life! Ha ha! Because Twitch is gonna message me on Discord and ban me because I said that you're running a scam here.
Yeah, totally. You know, that's not just how it works, Sim. In fact, you were speaking to the Twitch admin, the one and only. The Twitchster.
Oh, is that who I was talking to?
Totally. Absolutely. Honestly, a side note, but I sometimes I'm a little disturbed because like sometimes I call people and like I sometimes worry that people will like think I'm a scam call because like I'll call them and I'll be like, hey, so you submitted a ticket saying you needed help with your password, correct? Here, like I just need to verify your identity, and I'll ask for like a piece of identification depending on what they have on their record that like tells me it's absolutely that person. Like, hey, give me your date of birth, the ID that's listed here, and give me like your zip code. And you know, if you can answer that, I'm pretty sure you're the person who I actually want to speak to, and not like their dad or their boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's on the record, I'll ask for the last 4 digits of their social. I think that's reasonable. If you can answer that, you're very likely the person you say you are, right?
Yes.
And but here's the thing, right? You submit a ticket to like Twitch, in theory, right? And then a few days later, you get a call, and it's like, "This is Gap from Twitch. I see you had an issue with a password. If you give me the last 4 digits of your social security number to just verify your identity, I can go ahead and help you out." Like, maybe it's just me, but I hear myself saying that, and I think I sound suspicious because it sounds a little suspicious, right?
Oh, well, yeah, because they specifically set those things up to be as legit as possible.
Right. But then, like, what baffles me is that, like, people just don't question it. Like, I just ask and people give me the information, and I'm like, eh? Why would anyone do this? Now, when they call me and I ask to verify their identity, I 100% understand it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But when I call them and they answer with, like, no hesitation, I'm just like, really? You're not even gonna ask for like a verification or something? Because like, the thing that I would ask for is like, oh, okay, then here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call back. Like, I'm gonna call the workplace, and I'm going to ask for the IT department. And if I get transferred to you, you know, I know it's you. I know you're actually legit, right?
That is actually how I do it myself.
Right.
Like, I refuse to give out any information to somebody that has called me. Unless they are already in my phone, coming from a credible source. Because there are way too many scammers out there, and they all sound legit.
Right. And that's what baffles me. Why do people just, like... It really has shown me how easy it is to scam people, and I hate it. Because, like I help a lot of older people, too. Like, oh, hello, person. What do you need help with? Oh, I need help with, like, my credentials. Okay. Go ahead and open up your browser. My what? Sorry, I'm learning to use a computer for the first time. What's a browser? And I'm like, oh. Well, we'll take it step by step. And I start all the way from zero. And at some point, it's like, sorry, I'm just like, I'm 55, you know, I'm a little on the old side. Please bear with me, I'm a little slow. And I'm like, oh my god, this is a person that would 100% fall for a scam call. Like, I think that in the back of my mind sometimes. And it's like, it makes it doubly horrible. Because I go through as much effort as possible to, like for example, you know how scammers use, like, pressure tactics? Like, they'll pressure you actively.
Yeah.
I have to, like, do the exact opposite. Like, the most common thing that I try to do with people who clearly, like, feel the pressure is like, hey, don't worry. We'll take it at your pace. You tell me if you need help or when you're ready to move on to the next step. And then we'll continue from there. But we'll take it at your pace. Don't worry about time. Don't feel like you're wasting my time. This is my job. It's alright. Tell me when you're ready to move on. Like, I'll have to, like, go through that kind of, like, little talk when the person keeps being like, I'm sorry, I know I'm slow, I'm sorry. And it's like, please, take it at your pace.
The problem is... The problem is the fact that customer service itself has such a bad reputation at this point that people just expect the pressure. They expect people to just be rude if they're calling in for support. It's a simple fact of the matter there. It's just that's how the world works now.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I like to think in this case it's at least a little bit different because it's a different kind of, like, workplace, so it's not the usual customer support that you expect. And we have at least, I think, fairly good reputation for being relatively polite, and more than anything for getting, like, your thing solved. Like, imagine this, right? You submit a ticket because you're having issues with your credentials. Maybe 3 hours later at most, you get a call. You get guided step by step on exactly what to do. And your problem is solved. And your ticket is closed. That's it.
Yes, but how many times have you yourself pointed out to me how most of your coworkers are incompetent as hell?
Look, that's beside the point.
No, that's exactly the point.
Because I don't tell
You
it,
do well
okay?
on that.
I don't tell it to them, okay? That's because, like, of course, I whine and complain about it a little. But I'm always cognizant of the main fact that, above all else, it's just a different kind of specialization. Like, to some extent, I kind of have to take out the frustration. Because it's like, okay, I've been on the phone for, I don't know, like, 4 hours, all day, like, constantly on the phone with people. And it gets on my nerves. I think that's fairly understandable. But I'm still not under the illusion that like a lot of this is senseless, and that's like part of why I really enjoy the job, and why I keep coming to it, right? Because as much as I do vent about it a little,
I
and I
think
vent
you're
to different
missing.
extents.
I think you're missing the point that I was making here. Is like, you are a good employee, a grade 1 by, admittedly by your own account, but
Yeah.
I know you well enough to believe that you are indeed a good employee. But while you are a good employee, that does not mean all of your coworkers are. And so that's part of why people fall for these scams.
I mean, yeah.
They expect they expect to have trouble and nothing but it with any problem that they have.
Okay, yeah, no, I see what you mean. I mean, yeah, like, the reason partly it sucks is because, like, a lot of it is illiteracy, too, to some extent. Because, like, for example, if a scam call is like, I'm gonna get the police involved and you're gonna get arrested, it's like, you can't do that. Like, it's genuinely, literally not how it works.
Oh, let's not
But that's
forget the
like-
IRS calling, and they're sending an officer to your house.
Yeah, like, exactly this moment the IRS has an officer on the way. Sure. Of course. I think, to be fair, like, part of it is the involvement of multiple, like, things at play. Like, for example, actually the IRS is a perfect example. Because most people don't understand how either taxes or the IRS works. The average person gets a tax refund and they think, ooh, I get free money. No, you just overpaid on your taxes. You literally could have had that money this whole time. You're just
Yeah.
overpaying. No, TurboTax didn't give you free money. They made you pay extra to then get a bit off of your refund. Like, and then with the IRS, it's like, no. The IRS won't immediately send a hit squad to your house if you, like, underpay a bit on taxes. They'll most likely send you a letter telling you that you need to pay. But they won't, like, oh, you are missing $12,000 on your taxes immediately. Send the money now. ASAP. As soon as possible. Your house is about to be eaten. You will die in 2 minutes by the heart attack machine the IRS has stored in the basement. And see, that's the problem, Delimited. You can't say that as a scammer. Because if you're trying to scam someone, the goal is to get them to give you the money that second, exactly as soon as possible. Because if you give them time, that gives them time to think, to ask a relative who might know better, who, for example, be like, okay, I'll look into this. I have 7 days. I'll call you back later. Give me your phone number. And then, like, you sit down and in the next 2 hours, you're like, wait a moment. This doesn't make sense.
That is kind of the problem with the way the society has been set up, is when it comes to customer service, a lot of agents are trying to get you off the phone as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Because they've got their own little stats that they have to pay attention to and get you, average call handle, which is the biggest problem in customer service, is that frickin' call handle time that people have to panic over with their jobs. I hate it.
I don't have to deal with that. And every time I think about having to deal with that, it's like nightmarish. Because you know how good it is to not have to, like, worry about it. In the sense of, like, I have had people who I have had to sit on the phone with explaining the most basic things possible. Like, yes, I will sit down on the phone with you and explain to you what a browser is, how to set up your bookmarks, how to do this. I have sat down with people who have brought me their computers, and I can see that they have difficulties navigating a website. And I'm like, here, I'll make this a little easier for you. Do you think you'll be keeping this computer for a while? Yeah, I'll be keeping it for a long time. Okay, I'm gonna set you up the bookmarks. Here are the main websites we use. It's these 3. And then I make them a bookmark so that they can access it quickly. Or if it's on their phone, I'll put the little app on their home screen that immediately takes you to the webpage. And, like, I have had people come in months later and be like, hey, so my friend is also having a lot of trouble here. Can you help her out? I told her, like, what you did for me was great. It really helps me. Can you do it for her? And instantly, I'm like, I know I spent 40 minutes on that and it was really annoying, but it was worth it. But, like, I cannot imagine not being allowed to spend that time with the people who need it. Because, like, if the person needs it, they need it.
I know, right? It'd be nice to be able to do that. I used to do customer service on the phone, and you were not allowed to do that.
Yes.
You... Like, I'm pretty sure the only reason that I was allowed to go over my handle time so much is because I actually made sales. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I would have been fired forever, like, within the first month.
Yeah.
But I made sales for the company, and so, well, they're gonna make exceptions for me, or else they don't get the additional money.
You can probably, put the drill like 1 or 2 below.
Yeah, I was looking and seeing where I could get it.
But yeah, like, it's, I hate it so much because, like, especially, like, at least with sales, I can see it. Because, like, sure, you get people like me who will go to a car dealer and will sit there with the salesperson for like 6 hours just to get them in the sunk cost fallacy and make them offer me good deals. Because, you know, you just spend 6 hours dealing with this customer, you need to make the sale or otherwise it's not worth it.
Well,
if they're gonna do that to me, I might as well do that to them.
in my situation, like, my job was cable and was cable tech support and billing. And as part of that, I was expected to make sales.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I'm talking mostly about car dealers, so, you know, not really comparable. But yeah, like, for sales, I can kind of see it. Specifically sales roles, not customer service. Because the truth, like, people would just need different types of support, and they might just need different time. Like, yeah, if I'm helping someone who's like a gazillion years old and doesn't understand what a OneDrive is, and I have to explain it to them step by step, they're gonna need a little bit more time. I'm gonna have to spend more time showing them examples, making sure they understand. And it's not even like this person's stupid. Like, they just need the time. If you gave me a few hours to prepare, I could not, like, do what they're about to do, like, for their work. So I need, like, just as they need to be understanding that, like, yeah, I have no idea what they're talking about when they're like, oh, I need this, and this for my work because, like, blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, please, I don't understand that. Let's work through it step by step. Yeah, same for me when I have to do that to them. Like, I also have to understand this person has no idea what I'm talking about. I need to slow down. I need to explain it step by step. And it's just like, it's like the forced, like, time metrics are so disgusting for that reason. I hate them so much.
They really are.
It's not good for the customer. It's not good for the tech support. It's not good for anyone. The most miserable thing I've ever done.
All these freaking companies out here being like, why can't we keep employees? Gee, I wonder. What are you doing that could possibly be making it so their souls are being drained out of their bodies and they want nothing to do with you anymore?
It's like, you know it's someone who's like a corporate business owner of some kind or extremely out of touch whenever they ask like, why does nobody want to work anymore? Because like, I'll keep saying this, like, I actually genuinely think work is good for mental health when you have a fulfilling job that you like. Like, I actually genuinely think if you were to just sit around all day and do nothing at home, you would be miserable.
I wholeheartedly agree.
And like, I know there's the whole meme of like, oh, just sitting around and playing video games all day is like miserable. But like, I genuinely think it is. At least like for in your case, like yeah, you're streaming. You're at least like doing, so to say, a job.
But I want to clarify this. I am not just sitting here playing video games.
Right.
And I know you understand that, but I am pretty sure all of you out there in chat understand this, and everybody that's going to possibly see this recording is going to know this already. But previous roommates have not understood that fact. They're sitting there like, you're just sitting there playing video games all day. No, I am going for 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, entertaining people. I am talking, I am running a business, I am managing artists, I am making my own game system. I am not just fucking playing video games. Urgh!
Frankly, even if you just focused on the Twitch streaming, it's like you said, like, how many hours did you spend working on the coding for the TEF, like, thingy?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because that's part of, like, what I think is, like, fulfilling and satisfying about a job. Like, even if you just focus on one aspect of the job, you do other things with that. Like, oh, if you're, for example, just doing customer service, you spend time learning how to do your customer service better, getting adapted to different systems, updating yourself to different things. Once it becomes like a job, then you start to do more than just that one thing. And like, yeah, like what Lucci says, like just being stuck all day, like feeling like you're doing nothing productive, I think it's so crippling to anyone's like mental health because it's just miserable.
It is.
Like, it's horrible. And like, to then just like have people like be like, oh, why does nobody want to work? No, people want to work. Just they want a good job. And they want to get paid what they deserve.
They want to work. They don't want to be slowly killed. Or I suppose in some situations, not so slowly killed.
They want to work. They don't want to be slaves.
Exactly.
Humans are not like people aren't automatons just to like do a job.
I mean, hell, they have to... Whiskers, if you're still listening, I'm going to use you as an example here. You're not a machine. Artists are not a machine. You deserve some time to just vibe and do what you want.
That one's a huge pet peeve. Like,
I'm a bad employee. I haven't even provided another topic yet.
But no, that actually, like, to me, that one is particularly probably the most disgusting. Because, like, you know what? Sure, you can overwork your customer support, but to some extent, at least with something like that, you run inherently into the fact that at the end of the day, even if it's like a pretty sucky job, it's like an obligation you're doing to survive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of people who do artistic work, it's never just an obligation you do to survive. There's like a passion that goes into it. There's an investment on an emotional level that goes into art.
Anybody can do mundane, soulless jobs. It takes more out of you to be doing art, to be creating something. And like the previous roommates were like, oh, I do all this back-breaking work all day, and I work for Chick-fil-A, and it's hard. And I'm like, I'm not saying that your job isn't hard. I'm just saying you shouldn't say my job is easy. That's all I want.
I mean, it's like it doesn't have to be a pissing contest. Like
That too.
Jobs can be entirely hard. Like the reason I specify like artistic work is because like to me, I don't have to get personally invested in the work. In fact, like that's a genuine moment to moment defense mechanism. Like sometimes when I get like a really bad day, I just have to dissociate and go like I don't care. I don't care if I solve your problem or not. That like I can't care because I can't get it solved because like the part of the company that I need to like contact, they're being slow, they're being lazy. I contacted someone about a problem that they needed to resolve. The 6th of August, I believe it was either, I think it was the 6th. It may have been the 4th, but the 6th of August, I sent them an email. The person requesting help was like borderline desperate already. You know when they got an answer? The end of last week.
Ugh.
I sent emails. I kept tabs for like a week straight trying to get that resolved.
Real quick. I know, right, Burden? If I had $100 for every single person that I have seen start up Twitch thinking it's easy and then quit after not that long at all, I'd be able to at least pay rent for a few months.
See, that's why I haven't done it. I'm under no illusion I can talk a lot. Running a stream's a bit of a different beast.
Yeah, because, you know, you can talk a lot, but there's a difference between... And like something that we were talking about earlier, like, there's games I would love to do here, but I can't. I would love to do more Guild Wars 2, but I can't because it doesn't do well. And I have to pay attention to those metrics. I have to pay attention to those analytics. I have to determine, okay, people aren't interested in watching me play this MMO. I love it, but that doesn't mean that it's doing more harm to my business than my enjoyment, than the enjoyment I'm getting out of it is giving me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I have to cut it out. I'm still going to be doing it, I'm just pivoting on how I'm doing it. But it's still that consideration.
Yeah.
Factorio brings in quite a few viewers. So, I'm happy to enjoy Factorio. So, here I am doing a lot of it.
I mean, look, I'm sorry, but like, it's just a different crowd, alright? Like, all MMOs do bad on Twitch. Factorio attracts industrial engineers. Industrial engineers got money.
Yes, Jester, I've got a lot of potions now.
Honestly, I still think, like, I genuinely wish companies like Twitch would push for slightly more, like, beneficial things to the average person. Because I think if you were to push for people to be paid, like, good wages, you would see, like, Twitch's revenue explode.
Oh, yeah.
Or if, like, imagine everyone just gets, like, basically, here, every week, get, like, a UBI, a little universal basic income. Not a lot, but enough to, like, kind of get you by a bit more, be a bit more comfortable. You would see, like, a lot more streamers pop up and not be, like, you know, incredibly stressed out every single week. And conversely, you would see Twitch's income skyrocket. So a lot more people would be buying bits or subscribing.
I kind of agree there. Like, that, it's... Platforms like YouTube and Twitch have so much weight that they can swing around. If you really stop and think about it, they've got enough sway with the entire world They could easily, if they push something, make it happen. And it's like, this would only help their bottom line. But they don't see that. And it's like, they wouldn't even have to spend money on this stuff. Okay, maybe $5 for somebody to, you know, put in a little banner at the top. Like, hey, you should go support this universal basic income. That's all it would take for them. And in turn, it means people have more money, which means they go spend it. And not only are there content creators who are literally the lifeblood of their entire business, not only are they more happy, but Twitch gets more happy. YouTube gets to be more happy because they get more income.
I mean, like, imagine it this way. At least to me, I'm Twitch, and sometimes I think about like the things that they could do, and it's like, you know how every like percent of income has to be fought over with Twitch, and like blood has to be spilled for every single thing Twitch does, because you know, you like see a 5% drop in your revenue, and that's the difference between affording groceries or not. Imagine if Twitch just went, you know what? We're gonna take 5% of your income. That would hurt. But imagine if Twitch said that, and in turn, like, you're getting $1,500 a month. That's just like a default check. Like, you're always gonna get $1,500 a month.
Oh yeah.
You might not be quite that angry at Twitch all of a sudden.
Dude, I'd be happy with just $500 a month.
Hey, man, I feel that.
On the topic of if Twitch paid a like fair wage, the idea that they would explode in popularity, they've actually been going down in viewership and usage post-pandemic, which is pretty normal. A whole lot of things have seen a decline since the pandemic, but 4 years of declining growth or negative growth is pretty bad, and it's averaging so far every year 5 to 10% less viewers, and this is the platform as a whole.
Yeah, but it's because, like, I don't know the numbers from before the pandemic. I'm fairly certain that they are still higher than they were before the pandemic, though.
It's getting worrying because another year like this, we're going to be at pre-pandemic levels again. When, as a platform like this, there should be steady growth. You know, we all meme about line goes up, but if, you know, Twitch wants more market penetration, then the line is going to go up, and it's not going up right now. So it's kind of a concerning issue overall.
But part of that is also people are having to work so much more right now.
Yeah.
Like, lines are going up. Those lines include the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of just existing is going up. And sorry, Jester, I know ads get really loud, but they are, unfortunately necessary. I can't afford to do this. I can barely afford to do things, period. Let alone if I didn't at least have the ad rev. Much as I wish that weren't the case.
Yeah. And also, like, just as a quick side note, it's not just that people are working longer. If you look at individual jobs, people are working less. The problem comes when people have to work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And then, you know...
That is the main problem that we're running into, is that people are having to work multiple jobs. They're having to struggle to survive.
People are also working more weekends. And, imagine how much better Twitch would be if nobody was, like, if everyone by, like, period, no matter what, got 2 free days a week. I would.
I don't
I
have
can only
any
imagine.
I work 2 jobs. So in the end,
Pretty much, exactly. It's like,
Gib Gab,
Hmm?
his other job that he's referring to is being one of my artists.
I count. Look, I will genuinely die on the hill that being an artist is a full-time job. And I have seen too many people who do art, and it's like, oh, what do you do in your free time? Stressing about not working on art. Like, that in and of itself is almost a job entirely.
well, if
Yeah.
we're going back to this conversation, there's actually something funny, and I think Whiskers would agree with. Like, yes, we deserve time off and days off, but let me tell you, you're not going to stop me from drawing. All you're going to do is stop me from drawing things that are client work.
That is what I'm referring to. I'm not saying that. Like, I know Whiskers has various things that he wants to work on for himself. And he cannot because he's trying to make ends meet. He has to get the commissions done and such.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. It's just, I think it's an important distinction to make. Like,
Yeah.
especially with art-related fields. Like, if we're not working on client work, we're doing research and we're doing other stuff. Like, I like drawing trees. I really like drawing trees. For the most part, no one else cares about seeing trees, but I love doing trees. So that's kind of what I do to unwind in the free time. It's just trees.
I mean, when you get into that, like, that's part of it though, because like, what I would ideally want is for people who work like more typical jobs to have more typically free schedules. So this is like, yeah, guarantee a 4-day work week, or make sure that everyone who works a 5-day work week only has to work one job and works like 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, period. No more at all. No overtime necessary, nothing. Like, you can get to like enjoy your life. For artists, this would be more along the lines of the UBI, where it's like, oh, you're doing non like typical employer work. The goal is to essentially make sure that you have less stress in terms of making ends meet, because it's very different, you know, having to put all the commission work because, well, if not, you don't eat, versus like you literally being able to go like, I have to do this much commission work for sure, but I'm not gonna starve if like I don't make all the commissions work, or like, you know, I have a backup. I have less pressure to take more commissions, you know, that kind of thing. Lessen that pressure. Because yeah, if you're gonna be drawing, like, it's not so much about the drawing, it's about realistically the work that you're doing. Because I can only assume taking commission work really isn't the same as doing the thing that you want to do, right? So that's where I draw that distinction with things like art-related fields. Even if people who do art should still take breaks and pace themselves. I'll call it.
Yes, Jester. Yes. God, it drives me nuts how the people that I've had to deal with that with. I mean, hell, my own family have pulled that kind of crap on me.
I mean,
On the plus side, my cousins understand, are like, oh, that's really cool. But my cousins, most of my family are like, that's not a real job. Why don't you work a real job? God, if I had a fucking dollar for every time my mom's been like, you know, my place is hiring. I would love to get a regular job, mother, but stress kills me.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I kind of get where people are coming from for like they get a real job, but then like all I ask is like, what even is a real job, right? Like, You want to get into the nitty gritty? All right, it's easy. What is a real job? Oh, like working at a factory is a real job, not sitting behind a desk
Yeah.
and like doing things at the computer. Oh, well, what about a programmer? The people who literally make the modern world run. That's not a real job. It's sitting at the computer and typing away.
All right,
You're not even listening.
our first delivery of iron from the new mine is on its way.
And those iron like processing facilities are just going to be like finally.
Yes, they've been sitting here for so long with nothing to do.
How much iron are you delivering in total?
Each car, I believe, can carry about 2,000
That's
iron
awesome.
ore.
And actually, just that is a thing that I actually don't just fully understand. It actually is like almost central to my job, I think, in terms of how I tackle things. Because one of the things that I've realized is when someone says they either feel a certain way or that there is a problem, there are three different ways to tackle it, and all three of them have to be done simultaneously, which is people can feel that something is wrong, and it doesn't matter whether there is or there isn't. Sometimes the feeling that something is wrong is just as powerful as there being or not being something wrong. And it can guide you into what necessarily might be the actual problem. So, for example, I've had people who complain about one thing or another, and there was nothing wrong. There is like genuinely nothing wrong with their thing. They are complaining about like empty space. At least that's what they're telling me. But sometimes I follow the trail of what they're saying, and it's like, okay, you're complaining about this for a reason. Let me see what the issue is. In one person's case, the issue was that it's not that there was actually anything wrong, it's that they felt like whenever they tried to communicate with the IT department, they felt like they could actually never get a response. And I kept wondering why, so I kept asking, I kept prodding, I kept asking like, who did you contact, what numbers did you call, what was like the issue, can you describe this? And I wrote down a list of things and I looked into it. And the problem is just that they were calling the wrong number. There was nothing wrong with their account. It's just that since they had to call like a dozen times, the problem felt bigger than it was. And it felt like it took longer to solve, because even though we solved it in a day, because I checked the tickets, well, we only received that one ticket. They were sending the tickets otherwise to the wrong email. And they sent it to the right email by accident. And suddenly, like, you put all that together, and it's like, okay. So now we're talking with, like, a problem. It's still a problem. This is, like, a problem. The fact that this person couldn't communicate with us, they didn't have the right things. And I sent them a list of all our contact info. This is this person's extension, this is my extension, this is the department extension, this is our superior's extension, this is the email that we use, and we only ever use this email. This is the phone number for the workplace. You can call it and tell reception to direct you to the ITS department. And I've never heard a complaint from that person ever again. Whenever they send a ticket, it's just the ticket. They never complain about not receiving attention or anything. I sat there for 20 minutes to troubleshoot that issue, and it wasn't actually an issue. It was just a feeling. But the feeling was born out of a real problem. Now, sure, when it's mental health, it's a little different, but like, I'm trying to get to the point that like, sometimes what people say is an issue might not directly actually be the issue. Sometimes it's like they're reporting what are underlying symptoms and have to decipher the issue. And it's kind of taught me that like, whenever someone, even if they're complaining about it and it seems silly, it's always good to investigate, because almost always there's something underneath it's true. There's like an underlying factor underneath it that does lead somewhere, and you have to follow that. The only times I will not follow a trail is when someone is being like deliberately malicious. Like, I don't know if I ever told this, but like, I got a call from one of the departments, and there was a person in there that needed help. She was doing like an intern position in there, blah blah blah, work study, blah blah blah, right? He had issues with the Wi-Fi, and her Zoom calls were being very laggy, which is weird. We don't have any complaints from anyone about it, right? We don't have any issues with the Wi-Fi system. But we still chose to investigate. So we were running an investigation. We were doing multiple tests. We were trying to figure out what the issue was. And a temporary solution that we set her up with so that she wouldn't complain is we just directly plugged it into the wall, like Ethernet connection straight up. The Wi-Fi was running at about 30 megabits per second, which is fast enough for a high quality Zoom call. She was running it at 500 megabits per second. Can you imagine having an issue with a phone call at 500 megabits per second? No, there is no way you're gonna have a lag with that, unless it's the other person's fault, which is one thing we were gonna say. You're not having issues, it's the other person's fault, because it can't be you. The Wi-Fi is working fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Either it's something wrong with your machine or the Wi-Fi. We can't do anything if it's the machine. If it's the other person's Wi-Fi, we can't do anything either. I'm sorry.
Oh, got the trade just in time.
Nice.
Alright. That mining facility is now fully operational.
Yay. Did you get the stone or just the iron?
I only needed the iron right now, so that's what I was focused on.
And now you have iron.
Yes, I have iron.
How does it feel to have iron?
Oh, so good.
But sorry, just to really quickly finish it. But yeah, student having issue with the Wi-Fi. We were running an investigation and we plugged her directly into the Wi-Fi. Now, I get a call from that student. Oh, from the department. And they were saying this person is having an issue. Okay, sure, I'll go help. I check the computer, there's nothing wrong with it. I adjust the cables and they start working. We's plugged into the wall. 500, I run a speed test. 500 megabits per second. It's working. Cool, do you need anything else? No, and I leave. I get back to the office. I check Teams. I have a message from one of the people in that department. They're saying, hey, this student still says that she needs help, that you didn't help her. Did you not help her? Like, were you unable to? And I was like, no, I left her working. I'll head there immediately. So I headed there. And apparently, she had said that I didn't help her, that she couldn't do the Zoom calls that she needed to do, and that it would need to be rescheduled for another day, and that, like, you know, she kept having issues with the internet and the Wi-Fi, and that this was unacceptable, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait. Like, I literally walked up behind her as she was talking about rescheduling the Zoom call, and I was like, hold up, do you still need help? Because you said we were all done, right? Oh, no, yeah, I still do. Okay, can we have that right now? Yeah, sure. And I look at the director of the department, and I go like, can you come with us? She says yes. We head over. I just tell her, click on the speed test. Don't touch anything else, just click on the speed test. 500 megabits per second. It's working. You tell me how that isn't deliberate. Because the short answer is, I kept trying to think of how there was benefit of the doubt, and then I learned that apparently the student in question just kept finding excuses to not do her work. And she decided we would be a good excuse.
Yeah.
See, that's where I stopped giving any benefit. That's where it goes from every complaint, everything has to have an actual cause, like an underlying problem behind it. I want to actively investigate things, even though they may not be a direct problem, because genuinely, I think people are sometimes really bad at identifying what the actual problem is, but I think people are good at identifying when something is wrong. You know what I mean?
I will point out, by the way, just because I like y'all, if the line if the phone line is silent and they've told you that they've put you on hold, they are listening. Even sometimes some companies, when there's still music going on, they may still be listening.
Yep.
I have had instances where I have had people that would call up, give me this big sob story, and I'm like, okay, I can see if we can make an exception on this, that, or the other thing. And then I put them on hold to go talk to my supervisor and stuff. And then they're sitting there to their friend. Oh yeah, I just got him to agree to give me this discount. It's like, oh, it was so easy. I'm like, that's what I thought. I'm sorry, ma'am, but unfortunately my supervisor declined that. You are going to need to pay full price. I had so many instances of that happening.
Yeah. It's just a really simple rule. If someone is trying to help you, don't throw them under the bus. Don't lie to them. You can just, be honest. I promise you, if you just are honest most of the time, it's so much easier to understand. Because, yeah, even if I'm, being a little heartless, I kind of don't care that, you forget your password. Don't tell me that the password doesn't work. That's another issue. That actually creates an issue that I have to deal with if you tell me the password that was sent to you didn't work. Because we get that. We get people telling us the password that I got sent doesn't work. And then I go and check it and it works. The reason I have to check it in the first place is because so many people complained about it that they asked us to investigate. You know what was the most common problem? People would get automatically sent an email. We realized that some people weren't being sent their emails. And that's fine. We already kind of knew that was happening. That actually gave us a good venue to investigate. But the problem wasn't I'm not being sent my email. Some people complained about that, and we were able to get it fixed. The problem is a lot of people were complaining that the passwords they got sent weren't working. And so you know what we started having to do? Oh, your password isn't working. Let me check. I have a thing where I can see the very first password you were ever given, which is the one that you get sent. If you change it, it doesn't work anymore. But if you change it, that means you forgot the password, or you typed in the wrong password. And I can see if you change your password. I can't see what you changed it into, but I can see that you changed it. If you haven't changed it, I can go to the very first password you were ever given, copy it, paste it in the password field, copy and paste the email that we gave you, press enter. Oh, look, it logged in. Really? It didn't work for me. Here, can we try again? Can you type in the password? Sure, let me type in the password. Oh no, it's not working. Hey, out of curiosity, can you spell out the password? And then they can't. What does that tell me? Because it's really simple. They were sent the email. That much I know. So I asked them to go into their email. I asked them to search for the email that we sent them. And then they find it. And suddenly their password works. Yeah. I think you were just not telling me that you didn't see the email. And the first time I asked you to search for it, you were just being a lazy little shit. Now there is where I go, I don't care. If you told me from the start I could not find the email and you just give me a new password, I'll be more willing to acquiesce. Because that's very different from telling me the password don't work. You're creating issues for me to deal with. And I don't like that. I try to be accommodating. not when you're causing me issues. Don't lie to me, just tell me the truth. Or even if it's like a bill to pay, you can honestly sometimes just go to a company and be like, hey, look, I don't have the thing to do it this month. Are you okay if I pay less this month and I can just do it next month? I really don't want to have to move to another provider who's going to offer a cheap deal because I really like this one, and most of the time they'll acquiesce, in my experience. That's what we've done like the few times we've had to like call the internet company and be like that to them, and they'll usually just like delay us a bill for 1 month sometimes, and it's like really nice of them.
Your med management people called you to get your medicine taken care of. They asked you if you exercise. You told them no. They asked why, and you gave them reasons that you added that you're always in pain for one. They asked you what hurts. You told them about your gut pain, and they asked you what's your gut pain at right now. You told them it was an 8. They asked you if you were satisfied with the way you're feeling. Yeah. Insurance companies are seriously the worst. Wait, why do you not have power?
Power broke?
I guess I accidentally had a power line get disconnected? There we go. Easy fix, but still, like,
You
weird.
might want to create another one just to have a redundancy.
I usually do. I think it was purely the this whole setup here. Oh, whoops. I thought I was careful enough. Apparently I was not.
Rip. I mean, I'll admit, sometimes when it's an insurance company, they don't excuse because I hate insurance companies. But I will note, sometimes I have to ask people really stupid questions and I feel bad asking them. Well, like, sometimes you just have to ask them. I know sometimes doctors will, like, prod to see the extent of it with them being like, hey, does this hurt? Yeah, it hurts so much. Okay, but, like, what do you want to solve it? And obviously that's a question the doctor should be answering. They're sometimes just asking to see what the patient wants to get, because it's like, oh, what do you want? Oh, you know, give me, like, this medicine. And it's like, oh, so you just want me to give you, like, drugs.
Some
Because
of
I can tell
them...
visually you're not in pain.
No, some of them,
Just abuse that.
I've had so many doctors that are like, are you in pain? Yes. He's clearly here just for pain meds. We're not helping him.
Because there
No!
are people who didn't abuse it. But,
I
like,
don't
fuck.
want pain meds. I want the fucking antibiotics to kill the bacteria or whatever that's causing the pain. I do not want pain meds. Ugh.
It really sucks that we have to, like, deal with it. And I mean, for fuck's sake, like, this is kind of what I mean when I say that, like, I think, to me, it's a skill I've already learned, and it's something I consider vital to be able to do my job. Like, the whole thing with, like, even if you think someone is wrong, you still look into what they're telling you, because there's almost always, like, a core to the problem, right? Like, in your case, hey, you're reporting something, but I think you're totally all right. You know what? Still, let me run tests, because I think if you're feeling this way or that, it'll appear somewhere, it'll show up. We'll be able to see it on exam, we'll be able to see it in something. When I troubleshoot a thing, even if I think there's no problem, I'll still look into it, because almost always there is something to what people are saying. If I can do that as a tech support, I mean, as a doctor, like, it should be normal practice. Like, oh, this person is in pain, but I don't see anything wrong with them. Let me look into it. They're in pain. Let me take their word that there is something wrong. Maybe not what they're saying, but there's probably something to what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But this is where I'm going to be calling it for the evening, everybody. Thank you all so very much for joining us today for Factorio, as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without you guys coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or just subscribing to us on YouTube. And of course, you can also help out by picking up some merch over at zgfgaming.store. But for now, thank you all so very much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Chi-chi.
Oh, boy.